local and not so local, from the trade union movement, sympathetic elected officials, and brothers and sisters from the labor movement. Well, let's get it back. That's the object of the exercise. I want to introduce my branch president and the leader of this demonstration, Brother Thomas Mullahey, Local 300 NPMHU branch.
Thank you, and I never want to speak behind Larry or Terrence O'Sullivan, but I'm going to make this brief, and now we're going to put on our dignitaries. I want to thank everybody for coming, all the brothers and sisters. Thanks for joining this rally to save American Postal Service, to support the rights for stable jobs and keep our economy going. We represent close to 750,000 hardworking men and women who sort and deliver mail. All over the country, postal workers are rallying today to get Congress to pass 1351, a piece of legislation which has common sense solution to the financial problems of the U.S.P.S. We in New Jersey, Congressional District 13, are lucky to have Congressman Sears, who has one of the first co-sponsors of this bill. He comes from a working class family and understands the importance of keeping a productive and universal postal service. We in northern New Jersey are fortunate to have local mayors, community organizers, and the public who support our efforts. Some of them will address you this afternoon. And our first speaker will be Mr. Hogrogian, our local president. Thank you.
How's everyone doing?
Yeah.
First of all, I want to thank Tom Mullahey for putting this all together. Let's have a hand for Tom. I also want to thank our Liuna brothers and sisters. Thanks for the great support. You are what brothers and sisters are going. I also want to thank General President Terry O'Sullivan for taking time out of his very busy schedule to be here, and we really appreciate it. We also have a couple of elected officials here today. We have the Mayor of Jersey City, Jeremiah Healy. This isn't the first time he supported us. He was down at the rally to save the bulk mail center a couple years ago, and we did save the bulk mail center. And I also want to thank Hudson County Executive Tom DeGeese for being here. Tom? The Postal Service is in serious financial trouble and is on the verge of financial collapse. We demand that Congress help restore financial stability to the Postal Service. We as postal workers live, work, and spend money in every community in the United States. We help support local businesses and local economies. If postal workers go, other businesses will go. So we have to keep the post offices open in every community. Now Congress helped create this financial mess by requiring the Postal Service to pre-fund future retirees' health benefits for the next 75 years. We're talking about people who are only not hired yet, they're not even born yet. And Congress is making the Postal Service fund their retirement benefits to the tune of $5.5 billion over the next 10 years. $5.5 billion that the Postal Service and postal workers can no longer afford to do. Congress can fix this mess. They helped create it, and they can fix it. The Postal Service has overfunded the Civil Service Retirement Fund by between $50 and $75 billion. That's overfunded. So what 1351 will do is simply take the overfunded money from the retirement system and move it over to the retirement health benefits. Sounds simple, doesn't it? Well, what can't they get? What can't they get? And this is not a bailout. This is not a bailout. This is money paid for by the Postal Service through the sale of stamps and through payroll deduction from postal workers. This comes out of our check every week, every 2 weeks. It is not a government bailout. Congressman Series is not one of those guys who don't get it. He gets it. Congressman Series has already co-sponsored 1351, and we thank him for that. Thank you, Congressman Series. more LBO series in Congress, we wouldn't be in this mess. Postal Service and postal workers would be all right. But we have to convince other congressional members to get behind 1351. And we need a bill in the Senate. However, while we're here, and I'm supposed to keep it positive, but I can't help myself. While we're here supporting the Postal Service and asking Congress to pass H.R. 1351, there are other proposals that the Postal Service is asking Congress to do that we can support. The Postal Service wants to go to 5-day delivery. The Postal Service wants to close 252 major processing facilities, including one in New Jersey. The Postal Service wants to close over 3,500 neighborhood post offices. The Post Office wants to eliminate 220,000 jobs around the country. 220,000 jobs. And in order to do it, you know what these bastards want to do? The Post Office wants to lay off 120,000 employees despite our negotiated no layoff clauses. Hell no! And then to add injury to insult, or insult to injury, they want to eliminate our current retirement plan and replace our current health benefit plan. But those are issues we have to deal with on another day. Today we must stay united. Mail handlers, APWU, letter carriers, rural carriers, laborers, the entire labor movement, our elected officials and community leaders to get behind 1351 and demand that we get financial relief for the Postal Service and job security and justice for all postal workers. Thank you, and thank you again, Congressman Series.